Welcome to my top 10 PC games. There are a lot of incredible games for the PC. A lot of you guys might be familiar. I do a top 10 list for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. And I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of great games for the PC. A lot of great games that I love playing on my PC. And I wanted to do a top 10 list for you guys. There might be some games that I don't go over you guys might think should be included in this list. You might have a top 5 or top 10 list. Please include that in the section below. Leave a comment. What's your top 5 or top 10 PC games? Okay, and also guys, just to let you guys know, the games I'm going over, they're in no particular order, okay? If you're at the end, you're like, man, I can't believe you included that for your number one pick. These games are in no particular order, okay? So start things off with Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Now I'm going to tell you guys, I've actually never played the original Far Cry 3.
What?
I know, I've heard so many incredible things about Far Cry 3, and I eventually will pick it up, but there's just so many games that have been getting my time, getting my attention. But I did get the chance to get Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, and it's a sweet, sweet game, guys. It's not as big as the world or the map that I had the chance to play in Far Cry 2, and apparently it's a lot smaller than the original Far Cry 3, but in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, it has these really cool like 8-bit NES cutscenes, and there's so many excellent one-liners. The actor Michael Biehn lends his voice talent on Blood Dragon, and some of these one-liners are just so great and so hilarious. A lot of very cool weapons that you get to pick up in the game, and the controls, I'm guessing the controls for a lot of the weapons in Blood Dragon is very similar to the controls and gameplay in the original Far Cry 3, but the gameplay and controls are very fine-tuned and are just excellent. The developers did an excellent job on the gameplay settings and on the controls for Blood Dragon, and I'm guessing that's the case through the original Far Cry 3. But yeah, just a great game all around. This is a downloadable title that you can get for the PC and the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. Okay, so next up is Metro Last Light. Now this is a first-person shooter made by a very small development team, 4A Games, and they did a phenomenal job on this. I was reading about some of the challenges that this development team faced on how sometimes like days and sometimes I think up to a week or weeks they wouldn't have electricity. They're developing this game. I think they're in Russia or right outside of Russia, and they had to do all sorts of crazy things. They didn't have a very large budget. They're developing the game on cardboard or card tables. Just they didn't have a lot of resources, okay? But they developed this incredible gem. Honestly, guys, it's one of the best first-person shooters that I ever played. I had the chance to review the game. If you're not familiar with Metro Last Light, check out the review when you get the chance. A lot of excellent, excellent moments. Man, I love Metro Last Light, and I'm just so glad I had the chance to play through it. Okay, now it's no secret that I am a big fan of Skyrim.
I just got this. I'm out getting the good stuff. I'm out getting the gold, okay? So I don't have time for any silly DLC.
You win! Perfect!
Skyrim, 10 out of 10.
Now, I put on a lot of hours for Skyrim on the Xbox 360. I'm like, you know what? I put on all these hours. Will I even really enjoy it once I get it for the PC? Well, the answer is yes. Just an excellent title on the PC. I love the fact that there's mods and add-ons that you can download. There's gamers out there that put hundreds, and as a community in total, just thousands and thousands of hours making these cool weapons, dungeons, areas that you could download for free. I've just been having a ball checking out all the different content on Steam that gamers have put together. And you know what? This funny, playing the game on the PC, I've noticed certain details that I didn't notice on the Xbox 360, such as ants on a log, and other just really cool details. I'm still enjoying Skyrim, and I can't wait to go play more and check out all the cool add-on content and mods that gamers created for us and for gamers on the PC. So next up is one that's kind of dear to my heart. I grew up playing the E-series, love the E-series, and Ys Oath and Felghana is honestly, guys, one of the best games that I've played in a long time. You know what? I played through most of the Ys games on different platforms. I wasn't sure how I was going to like this one. I heard good things about Oath and Felghana, and just a phenomenal action RPG with a great soundtrack. You can get it now off Steam, and this one is near and dear to my heart. When I played through it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm just going to play 2 or 3 hours. Am I going to really want to play through the entire game? Am I at the point, because, you know, it's been a while since I played through a complete Ys game. The last Ys game I played through was Ys 6 for the PlayStation 2, and man, I was hooked. For days I played through Oath and Felghana, and it's just a phenomenal game. Very different from a lot of the other so-called blockbusters out there, or games that get a lot of attention, but I would definitely check this one out. You can get it for a really good deal off Steam, and it's definitely worth your time. Next up is Tomb Raider. Now, the interesting thing about Tomb Raider, I had the chance to play the original Tomb Raider on the PlayStation 1, and this new version or reboot of Tomb Raider, comparing it to the original Tomb Raider, one thing that I have to say that they both have in common, I remember playing through Tomb Raider, the original one, on the PlayStation 1, and how the feeling that I had of kind of like adventure and this interesting feeling I had that I didn't get from other games. And I had that kind of same experience with the Tomb Raider that came out. I wasn't sure how the developers were going to do, but man, they created, in my opinion, a phenomenal title that's definitely worth your time. And I had that same feeling of like adventure, and that, you know, a lot of games try to put together but kind of struggle with. You know, this is a game that had a large budget. I remember going into San Francisco and seeing these massive billboards for Tomb Raider. They spent a lot of money on Tomb Raider, and the game actually sold very well. But Square Enix, I think, had unrealistic expectations for the game, and they said it was a failure. In my eyes, guys, this game is not a failure. It's an excellent game, and you definitely need to check it out if you haven't already. It's available for different platforms, the PS3, Xbox 360, and the PC. On the PC, it looks excellent, and it's very important if you've got a PC to make sure your specs, you have a decent machine to run it, because it looks gorgeous, and it definitely needs a high-powered PC if you're going to have all the settings on max. But just an excellent title. I strongly recommend that you check out Tomb Raider. Okay, next up is another game that came out this year, and this is another game I had the chance to review, and it is Crysis 3. I had the chance to play through Crysis 2, loved it, but for me, Crysis 3, this is a game that's got kind of a lot of controversy. Some people love it, some people hate it. I really did love it. I loved the new Predator bow and the stealth mechanic, the different ways you can take out your enemies. The game looks gorgeous. It looks phenomenal on high settings. And you know what, guys? I actually have really been enjoying the multiplayer on Crysis 3. The various modes. I really have had a blast playing through the multiplayer. The story is just downright epic. And I really think Crytek did a phenomenal job with Crysis 3, and I'm really interested to see what's going to take place for the future of this series. Okay, so next up is Rayman Origins, and this is a game that unfortunately didn't get a lot of attention. In my opinion, guys, Rayman Origins is one of the best platformers that you can pick up for any generation console. I mean, honestly, guys, I've had the chance to play dozens of excellent platformers, and this is really one of the best. And the great thing about this one is you can have up to 4-player local co-op, and these levels that you get to check out are so diverse, and the art direction, the art department for this game really did an incredible job. These levels are so diverse. The enemies you encounter are so wacky and crazy. I think there's a demo for Rayman Origins, but honestly guys, it's one of the best platformers I've ever played. Rayman Legends, I'm not sure if Rayman Legends is going to be coming out for the PC yet. I know it's coming out for the Wii U and the 360 and the PlayStation 3, and maybe even the Vita, but I really hope it gets a release for the PC. Rayman Origins on the PC looks gorgeous, looks incredible, and I was really surprised at how fun that game is. Okay, so speaking of gorgeous games, next up is Bioshock Infinite. And, I've actually gotten questions from some of you guys, is it worth picking up? You've heard, like, you're not sure if it's good enough. A lot of people have been raving about Bioshock Infinite and saying how it's one of the best games ever. It is a phenomenal game, don't get me wrong. I feel in some cases some people might be overselling it, which can sometimes be a bad thing for games. I felt, honestly, in some moments of Bioshock Infinite, it kind of lagged, but overall, it really is an excellent game. The visuals in the game are just beautiful. It has just a really excellent story that you don't find in most first-person shooters. I love the different weapons they can pick up, and for the most part, the game has a great pacing. Like I said before, there were a few lag moments for me, and I kind of wish that there wasn't so much hype and praise for the game. It is an excellent game, but I think some gamers might get a little disappointed with the amount of hype that the game earned. Regardless, it is definitely one of the best games I have played for 2013, and when I get the chance, I definitely do want to do a second playthrough. This is the type of game, Bioshock Infinite, it definitely is worthy of a second playthrough, and on the PC at max settings, the game just looks gorgeous. It looks unbelievable, and I'm really grateful I had the chance to pick it up. Okay, the next one is a game, Batman Arkham City. I'm a big fan of open world games. Now, there's a lot of awful comic book / movie tie-in games. There's these comic book games or these movie tie-in games. Batman Arkham City is not one of those games. Batman Arkham City really is a work of art. It really is a gem, and it really looks incredible on the PC. I love the combat system. The voice acting is phenomenal. The music is just top-notch. So many things they did right on Batman Arkham City. Batman Arkham Origins, I believe, or Origin, the next game in the Batman series, which is coming out this fall. I'm really curious because I don't think the original developers are developing this game. I'm interested to know how good that one is because, the bar was set so high with Arkham City. Will the next Batman game be good? We'll have to wait and see, but in the meantime, you can actually get Batman Arkham City Game of the Year Edition. Oftentimes it's on sale on Steam or other sites like Gamersgate, and you can pick it up for around $10 or less. And I'm guessing this summer, for the summer sale for Steam, I'm guessing it's going to drop below $10. And if you don't have it for the PC, definitely pick it up. Like I said, this game is phenomenal, it's excellent, and it definitely belongs in your collection if you're a PC gamer. Okay, now my final game is actually one that I had the chance to put on a lot of hours on the Xbox 360. I actually got the Borderlands 2 Ultimate Loot Chest Edition a while back, and just a great game on the Xbox 360. But in all honesty, guys, when I had the chance to play it and put hours on it for the PC, this might kind of sound weird because it's the same game, but on the PC it felt like a totally different game. I know that might sound kind of strange to you guys, but on the PC it was just kind of a different experience, and I absolutely loved it. The visuals were like at a whole new level. Borderlands 2 on the PC max settings looks incredible. There's just so many different weapons you get to check out in Borderlands 2. Millions, I think, in fact. And I love the sense of humor that's in the game. It's definitely welcomed by me. So many first-person shooters and games out there are so serious. But Borderlands 2 definitely isn't that. Excellent gameplay. Very cool areas you get to check out and explore. Interesting characters you get to meet up with. And again, a great sense of humor. And the gameplay is just top-notch. Gearbox, you guys did an excellent job. I'm just so grateful that Borderlands 2 was nothing like the Aliens Colonial Marines. It's definitely not that game. Borderlands 2, if you have a PC, check out Borderlands 2 because it's top-notch and it's very fun. Well guys, there's my top 10 PC games list. Again, if you have a top 5 or top 10 PC games that you love, definitely include that in this section below. If you like this video, if you want more of these types of videos, definitely give me a thumbs up so I can know to make more in the near future. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.